Spooky Stories from Michigan, The Wraith of the Creek, Part 5.
The men lowered the lantern to the level of the rushing water and peered into the depths at a large object partially obstructing the gate. It moved slightly in the current, and Ethan gave a sudden sharp cry as it flipped over, revealing a mangled face of Cloudy. The loggers lifted the gate slightly and drew Cloudy up with pike poles. His body had been sliced to ribbons. His head was almost completely severed. They could see teeth marks on his face, and parts of his arms and legs had been ripped away completely. Ethan picked up his friend's body while the other men stood in a ring around him, guns pointed in every direction, keeping a sharp lookout for any sign of the creature that had killed Cloudy. The loggers hurried back to the safety of the cabin. The next day, Cloudy's body was buried in a small clearing in the woods, far away from where the feared Wraith lurked. The foreman instructed everyone working at the creek to keep their guns with them at all times, and no one was to go near the log chute after dark unaccompanied. News of the murderous Wraith in the creek quickly spread through the lumber camp and the nearby village. Many of the loggers quit their jobs rather than risk their lives. One night, a week after Cloudy's death, Ethan was awakened by a strange blue light hovering above his bed. He opened his eyes and found himself gazing into the shining face of William Cloud. The spirit warned Ethan to leave the lumber camp at once. The Wraith had marked Ethan for its next victim the night he came down to the stream to look for his friend. If the Englishman had stayed at the camp, he would share the same fate as Cloudy. Terrified, Ethan promised the apparition that he would depart at sunrise. Cloudy's ghost nodded gravely and disappeared, leaving the Englishman trembling in the darkness. At daybreak, Ethan packed his belongings and left the camp. On his way out, he confided his story to the men who had helped him retrieve Cloudy's body. Soon, word of Cloudy's warning spread throughout the camp, and by sundown, with no one left to maintain it, the log chute fell into disrepair and slowly crumbled away, never to be replaced. In the depths of the stream, the Wraith still lurks, watching for another victim, but it waits in vain, for the ghost of Cloudy appears to anyone foolish enough to wander near the stream, warning them away with terrible groans and piercing screams. So remember, if you hear piercing screams and you're near a decrepit log chute, that's Cloudy warning you to stay away and trying to protect you from the Wraith.